Okay, we had a lot of interest lately with Ziricote. Ziricote, I guess the more syllables you put in it, the more you can charge. So you can see I have a nice set of Ziricote here. You take notice when I make a setup, I have the ends marked so that way I don't bend two of the wrong side. I'm going to show you how to bend this. I generally make my thickness 75 thousandths thick. My heat profile for this will be somewhere around 240 for the lower bout, 250, 260 on the upper, and when I'm done bending the upper and lower bout, I'll run the waist down. Then I do about 15 minutes at about 250 degrees to dry it out and set the bend. So you'll get to see the whole bending process. My bending stack, as always, stainless steel, wet paper, wood, dampened with Windex, ammonia D, another piece of wet paper, slat blanket on the top, and the thermometer always goes between the blanket and the top slat. You're heating the slat to bend the wood. So that's how you make the slat. Now you get to see the whole bending process. Okay, I'm setting this up ready for the bender. So you can see the wet paper, the wood, the wet paper, slats, all of that happy stuff. This goes into the machine, just like so. I turn my controller to full. I turn my timer on, so I'm starting the heating process while I'm laying everything out. I have my story pole. I told everybody about that before, but that notch is actually figured to be about 12 inches from the waist slot. And as you can see, I'm right there. I hit it right on the button. That helps to keep everything where I want it. Now you can see me adjusting the waist, but I'm doing what I call friendly friction. I don't want that in there slopping around. There goes my springs. The other thing that I do now is I put a weight on there. No weight's maybe 2 pounds. And I clamp that on there. So that's keeping everything in contact so that we can get the heat in. I put my blanket or my thermometers in. So the thermometer goes between the slat and the top blanket. I'm using 2 hold downs there just because I can keep a little bit of spring tension on here. You can use a spacer, and that way everything's nice and tight for the thermometer. And then I put my weight on. And remember, when I'm talking temperature, I am talking Fahrenheit. I'm not talking centigrade. We'll call that a Mike Went bend. He did that one time and he kind of smoked it up, and he thought it was kind of funny when he called me because he realized he made a simple mistake. So pay attention that you don't flip the temperature reading. So my temperature has come up. I'm actually sitting about 250, which is fine. And you know I just don't slam this down. All right, here we go, running the waist a little bit. Now I'm going to do the upper bout. Now before I do the upper bout, I always check this that it's stamped, and it is. Gently set this down. You can let this actually get a little hotter because right now I'm going to slow down a little bit. I'm up to 300 degrees. Not a big deal. I'm up to 320. There, I'm done. 330, I now set through that to variable. My variable is set to hold somewhere around 250, 275 for 15 minutes, so I'll see you in 15 minutes as the process cooks. Alrighty, the Ziricote's all ready to come out of the bender. I usually just give that a couple of tranks just to get the tension off. I pop the lower springs, unplug the blanket, and you can see how I'm tight against the pattern, so I know my bend took. Up here I'll do the same thing. You don't want it to go flying back real fast. So, that is Ziricote for an OM. And the bending pattern on this, the bending profile was actually a little bit hotter than I normally do. I left it go up to about 325. I started bending about 275, 280 on the lower bout as the temperature was rising. and it gave me a very good result. So I think when you do this, if you do 275 on the lower, 300 at the top, run the waist, take it to 325, let it set for about 15 minutes at 275, 250, you should have the same result. And remember, only 75 thousandths thick. My shop to yours. Stay well.